Hey, it's great to see you here, whether you're watching this from your couch with a cup of coffee or you just needed a dose of clarity in the middle of your week. I'm so glad you're here. Because today, we're talking about something that's often misunderstood but incredibly powerful when done right. Let me ask you something. Have you ever kissed someone and even you were surprised by how much it affected them? Like, one second you're leaning in and the next they're staring at you like you just flipped their entire world upside down. Or maybe you've wondered why sometimes a kiss feels electric, emotional, even unforgettable, and other times it just feels meh, like it was missing something. Here's what most people don't realize. A kiss isn't just a physical act. It's not about technique or how long it lasts or where it leads. A kiss, when done right, is an emotional language. It's a moment where everything else fades, where two people stop talking, stop thinking, and just feel. And ladies and men go weak. I mean, actual heart thudding, breath catching, eyes closed kind of weak when you kiss them in a way that hits them not just physically, but emotionally. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. We're going to talk about 5 simple but deeply powerful ways to kiss a man that goes straight past his lips and straight into his heart. Because when you kiss him like this, he won't just feel it in the moment, he'll feel it the next day, the next week. And trust me, he won't forget you. Let's dive in. When it comes to kissing a man in a way that truly affects him, emotionally, not just physically, presence is everything. It's easy to underestimate how powerful this really is because we live in a world full of distractions. We're so used to multitasking, checking our phones, running through to-do lists in our heads, that sometimes even intimate moments become automatic. And that's where we go wrong. A kiss that makes a man weak doesn't happen when you're just going through the motions. It happens when you're fully there, mentally and emotionally, not thinking about what's coming next, not wondering how you look, not performing, just present. It sounds simple, but most people don't do it. And that's exactly why it's so powerful when you do. Imagine this, you're standing close to him. Maybe your hands are gently resting on his chest or wrapped around his neck. The world slows down. You look at him, not just at his face, but into him. Your eyes meet. And you don't rush. You let there be a pause. That pause is magic. It's the space where all the noise of the day disappears and suddenly there's just the two of you. Your lips touch his, not hurriedly, not because it's expected, but because you want to feel him. And you stay there in that kiss as if nothing else exists. That kind of presence is rare, and men, whether they consciously realize it or not, feel it. They feel the difference between a kiss that's routine and a kiss that says, I'm right here with you in this moment and there's nowhere else I'd rather be. That presence communicates something deeper than words. It tells him that he's not just another guy, not just a box you're checking off on a date. It tells him he's seen, valued, and chosen right here, right now. And you know what happens when you kiss with that kind of presence? His guard drops. He stops trying to impress you. He stops thinking. He stops pretending. And in that moment, he lets himself feel. That's what makes him weak. Not just the kiss, but the emotion behind it. The way your presence invites his own. It's like you're giving him permission to fully show up in the moment too. Without shame, without ego, without defense. So often, we think we need to be more exciting, more skilled, more seductive. But the truth is, presence is the ultimate seduction. Because when you're present, you're authentic, you're not performing, you're connecting. And in a world that's constantly pulling us in a million different directions, a moment of real undivided attention, especially wrapped in a kiss, is unforgettable. If you want to leave a mark on a man's heart, don't overthink the kiss, just show up in it. Completely. Look at him like he matters. Touch him like he's the only one you want. And kiss him like time just stopped. That's the kind of kiss he'll never forget. If there's one thing that completely changes the energy of a kiss, it's anticipation. That delicious build-up before anything even happens. And that's exactly what makes the tease kiss so powerful. It's not about withholding affection or playing games. It's about creating tension, chemistry, and a moment of intense focus that makes the actual kiss feel unforgettable. You see, most people go straight in for the kiss. It's quick, expected, almost mechanical. But when you pause, when you hover just close enough for him to feel your breath, when you let that space between you thicken with possibility, that's when everything changes. That's when the air gets heavier, when his heartbeat kicks up a notch, when he starts leaning in because now he needs it. And that's the key. You're not giving him a kiss. You're making him want it first. This kind of kiss doesn't just excite a man on a physical level. It captures his mind. You're not just touching his body. You're playing with the space between you, the invisible electricity. You come close, your eyes drop to his lips. You smile just a little. Maybe you brush your lips lightly over his, not even a full kiss yet. Maybe you linger for just a second too long. It's that almost that drives him wild, because in that moment, his attention is fully on you. He's not thinking about what he's doing later or what he's saying next. He's completely in the experience. And you might think, why would that matter? Isn't it just a kiss? But here's the thing. How you kiss sets the tone for the connection. When you introduce that teasing element, what you're really doing is showing confidence. You're saying, I'm not in a rush. I'm not trying to prove anything. I know my value and I enjoy the dance of desire. And that kind of energy, it's irresistible to a man. Because here's the truth. Men don't just crave physical intimacy. They crave emotional suspense. The feeling of wanting someone so badly it makes them pause, catch their breath, and feel. When you give him a taste of you, just enough to drive him crazy, but not so much that it feels transactional, that's when you flip the script. That's when he doesn't just want to kiss you. He wants you. Your energy, your mystery, your playfulness, your confidence. And the best part? You're still being authentic. You're not manipulating. You're simply inviting him into a moment of shared tension and chemistry, where nothing is forced and everything is charged. That tease, that slight delay, that delicious pause, that's what makes him weak. Not because of what happens after, but because of what you built before your lips even touch. So the next time you feel the moment rising, don't rush it. Let it breathe. Let the space between you grow. And then, just when he thinks he can't take it anymore, close the distance. Because when you tease with connection, not control, that kiss becomes a moment he replays again and again in his mind. When most people think about kissing, they think lips. That's the default. That's what every movie, every rom-com, every love song centers on. And yes, kissing someone on the lips can be powerful, emotional, even life-changing. But sometimes the kiss that makes the biggest impact isn't the one on his lips. It's the one that catches him off guard. The one he didn't see coming, but suddenly makes him feel completely wanted, cherished, and seen. That's why kissing him somewhere unexpected is one of the most emotionally potent moves you can make. Here's what I mean. You're sitting close to him. Maybe you're talking, maybe you're laughing, maybe you're in one of those quiet moments where nothing needs to be said. And instead of leaning in for a typical kiss, you gently kiss his cheek. Not a quick peck, but a slow, lingering, thoughtful kiss. You pull back just enough to look him in the eye afterward and smile. Do you know what that does to a man? It melts him, because it's not just affectionate, it's personal. Now take it a step further. You kiss his neck, maybe just below the ear or along the side of his jaw. Not in a way that's about seduction alone, but in a way that says, I want to savor you. That kind of touch hits differently. It's not just about desire, it's about intimacy. It says, I'm connected to you. I'm paying attention to the little things, and trust me, he notices. Or here's a completely different example. You kiss him on the forehead. Sounds simple, right? But context is everything. Maybe he's had a rough day. Maybe he's opened up to you about something vulnerable. Maybe he's just being quiet and reflective. And in that moment, you wrap your arms around him and kiss his forehead, not as a romantic gesture, but as a grounding one. That one kiss can say, I see you, I'm here, you're safe with me. That lands deeply for a man in ways he probably won't even be able to articulate. The truth is, men don't often get to feel nurtured. They don't often get to experience affection that isn't part of an obvious romantic script. So when you break that pattern, when you kiss him in a way that's soft, unexpected, and emotionally tuned in, it hits his heart before it hits his body. And that's what makes him go weak. That's what makes the moment unforgettable. You become different in his mind, not just someone who kisses well, but someone who gets him. Someone who notices the parts of him that others overlook. Someone who makes him feel adored for who he is, not just what he gives you. Those kinds of kisses stay with him, not because they're flashy, but because they carry emotional weight. So remember, not every kiss has to be on the lips to be intimate. Sometimes the most powerful kisses are the quiet, unspoken ones, the ones that say, without words, I see the real you, and I love being close to it. We often hear about passion in relationships like it's the holy grail, and yes, passion is powerful, it's thrilling, magnetic, exciting. But if you really want to touch a man's heart, if you want him to feel something that stays with him long after the kiss ends, you have to go deeper than passion. You have to kiss him with emotion. See, passion can be electric, but emotion is intimate. And it's the emotional layer of a kiss that makes a man feel connected to you, not just physically, but soulfully. Most people assume men don't crave that they're all about the physical, all about heat. But the truth is, a kiss charged with emotion is what makes a man feel safe enough to let his walls down. That's what makes him open. That's what makes him remember you. Think about a moment when you were truly overwhelmed with emotion. Maybe you were proud of him. Maybe he made you laugh so hard your heart felt full. Maybe you were just sitting together in quiet comfort and you looked over and thought, I really care about this person. That's the moment to kiss him. That's the kiss that says, I'm not doing this because I want something from you. I'm doing this because I feel something for you. It can be the softest kiss in the world, gentle, slow, even brief. But when it's backed by true feeling, it lands differently. It tells him, I see you. I'm here. I appreciate you. And here's the beautiful part. Men are starved for that kind of affection. Most of them aren't walking around being kissed like that on a regular basis. They might get kisses filled with desire or routine affection, but emotion, that's rare. And that's what makes it unforgettable. Even in more intimate moments, it's not always about speed or heat, it's about connection. The most powerful kisses often happen when everything else slows down. You look into his eyes, you smile, maybe even say something vulnerable like, I love being close to you, and then you kiss him in a way that reflects that truth. That kiss doesn't just stir his body, it softens his heart. What's incredible is that emotional kisses are the ones that shift how a man sees you, not just as someone beautiful or sexy, but as someone who touches him on a level most people never reach. That's when he starts to feel like you're not just someone he's dating, you're someone who sees him, understands him, and makes him feel safe in his masculinity. That's rare. And men remember rare. So the next time you kiss him, pause, breathe, feel whatever you're feeling in that moment, love, gratitude, joy, connection, and let it come through. Because when you kiss him with emotion, not just passion, you're giving him something far more valuable than a physical experience. You're giving him a memory that anchors him to how deeply he felt with you. And there's something about a kiss that lingers. That slow, intentional moment where time seems to pause, where no one pulls away too quickly, where the world fades into the background and all that exists is you and him. That's the kind of kiss that makes a man go weak. You see, in a world that moves fast, where we swipe, scroll, rush, and react, stillness becomes magnetic. And in intimacy, stillness is power. Because a lingering kiss isn't just about physical closeness. It's about emotional presence. It's about saying, I'm not trying to get somewhere. I just want to be here with you. So many people kiss with an agenda, kiss to turn someone on, to initiate something, or to move the moment along. But when you kiss and then stay there, when you press your lips to his and just hold it, or gently break the kiss and rest your forehead against his, when you allow silence and stillness to be part of that moment, it speaks louder than words. It says, I feel safe with you. It says, this moment means something to me. It says, I don't need to rush this because being close to you feels good, just as it is. And that kind of kiss, it disarms a man. It invites him to let go of his ego, his guard, and whatever roles he thinks he's supposed to play, because now he's not performing either. He's just there with you, feeling seen, held, and wanted, not for what he does, but for who he is. A lingering kiss doesn't need to be dramatic or showy. It can be soft, quiet, even tender. But what makes it powerful is that it lasts longer than expected. It holds him there. In that stillness, his thoughts stop racing. He forgets the world. All he knows is your presence, your warmth, your energy, and how unbelievably good it feels to be held in that moment. And here's what's really beautiful. That kind of kiss stays with him. Long after it's over, he'll find himself replaying it, not because it led somewhere physical, but because it led somewhere emotional. It gave him a moment of peace, of connection, of being totally accepted. And that's rare. That's the kind of experience that makes him think about you at random times during the day. That's the kind of kiss that keeps him emotionally attached. So the next time you kiss him, don't be in a hurry. Let it linger. Let your lips stay there just a moment longer. Let your body stay close. Let your hands stay resting gently on his face. Show him through your stillness that he doesn't have to chase anything, fix anything, or prove anything. He can just be, and that's enough. Because when you let a kiss linger, you give him the gift of presence. And presence, especially in love, is what makes the deepest impact of all. So here's what I want you to take away from this. It's not about learning the perfect kiss. It's not about technique, strategy, or seduction games. It's about presence, emotion, intention. When you kiss a man in a way that makes him feel seen, wanted, and safe, not just turned on, you unlock something in him that most people never even get close to. Because men may not always say it, but they crave depth just as much as they crave desire. They want to feel emotionally connected. They want to be chosen in a way that doesn't just flatter their ego, but touches their heart. And the way you kiss can say all of that without a single word. When you kiss him with presence, you show him you're fully there. When you tease him, you spark the tension that keeps desire alive. When you kiss him somewhere unexpected, you surprise him with emotional intimacy. When you kiss with emotion, you connect on a deeper level than just chemistry. And when you let the kiss linger, you give him something rare, stillness, peace, and the feeling of being held, not just by your arms, but by your energy. That's what makes a man go weak, not because he's overwhelmed physically, but because he's overwhelmed emotionally in the best way. You create a moment that reaches past his body and speaks directly to his soul. So the next time you find yourself in that moment, don't rush, don't perform, don't think, what should I do next? Just breathe. Slow it down, feel everything, and let him feel you. Let your kiss be the thing that makes him stop thinking, stop pretending, and just be with you. Because when you kiss him like that, you're no longer just another person he shared a moment with. You become the moment he'll never forget.